Alright, for 23, we're given some information. We have parallel lines and angle pair being the same, and we are proving that corresponding parts are congruent here, AB and CD. Therefore, we first have to prove that the triangles are exactly the same shape and size or congruent. So, if I look at my left-hand column here, my statements, I notice that they didn't specifically put the givens anywhere, so I'm going to put the first given on the first line. BC is parallel to AD, that's given. I'm going to highlight in my picture, let's see, we've got BC here with an arrow parallel to AD. Whenever you have parallel lines, you have definitely some angle pairs congruent, for instance, corresponding, alternate interior. Line 2, in fact, if I look at line 3, I see that we're talking about alternate interior, so for line 2, I'm going to write the angle pair that's the same here. ABD is congruent to angle DCB. Given, before I move on, mark my picture. Where do the angle arcs go? On the middle letters at A and C. So for line 3, they say use alternate interior angles. That's using parallel lines. So I like to draw the parallel lines outside of the picture, BC and AD, and our transversal, which is BD. So, where are my alternate interior angles? That would be here at this corner. I'm going to use 2 arcs since we already used 1 arc, and here at this corner. Those are alternate interior angles. So, to name them, I need 3 letters. So, angle CBD, as long as B is in the middle, is congruent to angle ADB, again, as long as D is in the middle. And those are alternate interior angles. And then the next line says BD is congruent to itself, so let's put a tick mark. That's reflexive property, which means they share the side. And therefore, that's enough information to prove these triangles congruent, because if you look at what you're proving, the last line, that's just corresponding parts of congruent triangles are congruent. So we need to prove that the triangles are congruent here. So triangle, let's follow our picture. I'm going to start at A. So ADB is congruent to triangle. So I went along the green arc, the double red, and the tick mark. So green arc would be C, double red would be B, and then the tick mark D. And what theorem are we using? Our options are side, 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 angle, side, angle, side, angle, 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 side. Hypotenuse leg only applies to right triangles. So let's take a look. Highlight a triangle and write what you have. Arc is an A, 2 pairs of arcs is another A, and then a tick mark is an S. So if I start at the left-hand corner or up top at B, I would be reading it as angle, angle, side, or going backwards, side, angle, angle. So that would be angle, angle, side, because the side length is after the 2 angles, not in between. And then if these are similar, then their corresponding parts should be the same. AB, first and last letter, CD, first and last letter. I can also check that using my congruency statement to make sure I wrote it correctly. And that is by CPCTC, corresponding parts of congruent triangles are congruent.